Part 2. Welcome back, y'all. Fat Podcast back in the building with the amazing Nikki, Antoinette, Nikki, Nick, Nicole.
Really?
I don't know what your name is.
All of those.
She got an alias, man. What kind of background do you get? You got all the names.
I could tell you, but I have to kill you. So.
Shit, I
was trying to hold it as long as I could. I couldn't hold that shit no more. I was acting like I was froze. I was like,
I saw you. I was like, why is Gary not moving?
Something wrong with me.
But you can see him blink.
I know. I was trying to hold that shit. I was running out of breath. That's sad. I'm out of shit.
Hey, man. It is what's good. All right, so we left off talking about all the sacrifices that you made going on, on your journey to become pro, which is actually a true journey because it took you some time.
7 years.
Right.
Okay. No, 6 years. I'm in year 7 now. 5
So we about to hit you with some real shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We done with all that, professional part. Now the real part.
Okay.
I hope that's
BET uncut back in the day raw shit. All right. So could this just people in here? So look, of course, our physiques and shit like that, it can intimidate people, right? With your physique, do you find it hard at times when people approach you?
Are men intimidated by you? Are women intimidated by you?
Because to be honest with you, your physique, for somebody who doesn't work out, you probably bigger than the average little nigga that's walking around.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, do you find yourself in situations like, well, damn, can that be like a problem?
So believe it or not, it was more of a problem when I first started, when I was smaller. That's when I used to get all the comments, ooh, that's nasty. But believe it or not, as I have progressed into women's physique, I'm probably sitting at a cool 170 right now. Actually, I feel like guys are I get more attention, but it's not so much I think that they're intimidated, but they just assume that if they're not into bodybuilding or if they're not huge, that I just wouldn't be interested. That's the feedback that I have gotten. I just figured you wouldn't be into me because I'm not one of them big swole ass niggas like that. That's what I get. Women, are they intimidated? Believe it or not, women, I get a lot of positive feedback from women, especially Black women. Like, oh my God, how do you do it? Like your goals, blah blah blah, which shock me. And then clothes, I don't really look that intimidating. It's not until if I'm in deep in prep, and then there's people like, oh, but I think I still kind of look small. But that could be a little bit of body dysmorphia. But
that's that bodybuilder thing.
Yeah, you don't look like a man.
Yeah.
That's what females say. Like females be like, oh my God, she like a dude.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
You still look feminine when you wear clothes. Like you know how to get your shit. Okay, got you.
Yeah, I remember one time I was in the grocery store, and at this point I was still in figure, so I might have been 130, 140, coming down. And I was in a grocery store, and this chick was like, "Oh my God, this girl!" And she was on the phone with her boyfriend or whoever, and she was like, "Oh my God, you should see this girl! She got all these muscles." Ooh. And then I heard him; he was like, "What she look like? What she look like?"
You want to see?
And then so he was like, does she look like a man? He was like, no, she don't. She look all right, but her body. So it's I guess it's all about. But I think it's changed a lot. I really do think social media, Instagram, all that has changed perceptions because now it's in everyone's face. They see it all the time. So I think some men are actually intrigued by it. They're like, oh, well, this person is dedicated. She's this, she's that. She has all these other qualities. She has to have these qualities in order to be successful in this sport. And I think some find that intriguing.
Do you think, all right, so do you think it's intriguing and they look at all the qualities, or because they're men, or you think it's some kind of fetish?
Yeah, there's definitely the fetishes, the guys with the fetishes. Yes, they're
All
definitely.
right, I was about to say let's just be real.
But it's a combination because I guess you never really know, but I get the ones I've gotten the fetishes. I've been asked to do some things that I had to Google.
Oh shit!
I've been propositioned to do some things I had to Google because I didn't know what the hell that was.
Yeah. People in a lot of weird shit out here.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I thought I was okay. I guess not. But yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's probably a combination. But I think for the guy, most men probably have not dated a female bodybuilder or even a woman who's even close to being a female bodybuilder. And so it is that.
Because most men are not in shape. And so that's what I'm saying. So a typical day, if you out with your homegirls or your friend girls, and y'all out, y'all out drinking and shit like that or whatever, and then you got a guy that approach you, because because you still look good in regular clothes and don't look like no goddamn buff ass dude. Later on down the road, now it's like, hold on, shit, what the fuck did I just get into? Because now it's like I said, once again, the average dude who don't work out, that might be a little intimidating or might be a problem for you.
I haven't been an average dude in a long time, so I really.
I was gonna say so now that you're a pro, not that you're a pro, but not that just because you're a pro, but now that you've been training and you acquire the physique that you have, are you even attracted to the same regular dudes anymore? Anyway, I
was never even really attracted to little dudes anyway. I was always attracted into the football physique anyway. But no, little dudes are not attractive. I'm not gonna say they're not attractive, but I don't.
It's not gonna work.
I'm physically attractive.
It's not gonna work.
If I'm bigger than you, I don't know how.
It's not gonna work.
I don't know how those puzzle pieces fit.
Yeah, like if you a little dude and you bigger than, that's like me telling go wash the fucking dish. You looking at me like, nigga, shut up. Hey, yo, clean my fucking house. You're like, little nigga, who you talking to? See, I don't want to be in a situation. I don't want to be in a situation if you feel like you could just buck at me, because now we got a problem. You see what I'm saying? Nah, nigga ain't going to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, and then my personality on top of that too. So that probably wouldn't help. With I have a pretty strong personality. So.
All right. So how have your standards changed since 2012 to now? From whatever life is throwing your way, and from bodybuilding, physique standpoint, does what you look for change? I'm not dating a dude that can't squat as much as me.
That is definitely a turnoff. A guy who can't squat as much as me, because I don't even think I squat that heavy.
Oh no, you do, girl. Listen, baby.
She was doing
405. Let me tell you something.
405 for
I remember that shit like yesterday. When I posted that shit, when you hit 405, when I posted that shit on my Instagram, niggas was looking at me like, yo, what the fuck is y'all doing? Like, what the fuck is going on in my life? Nigga, she just did 405 about a good 5 easy. I'm like,
butter.
Like, nigga, if you can't squat, don't come in my DM, fam. Because we're gonna have problems. Just straight up.
That's what you need to put that in your permanent story.
Yeah. My bio.
Look at you, then look at me before you slide in the DM. Let's not waste our time here.
Send me your squat video before you slide in my DM.
I know I need to put that in the front in my first video. What do I look? Believe it or not, I look for, I think, different things. I think in the beginning I was more into he needs to be a bodybuilder, he needs to be this, he needs to be that. But now I feel like I might look more towards non-fitness stuff. He has to be supportive, because he's gonna have to be supportive of me. Early on, I remember there was a guy I was dating, and he was cool with it, but every day I got, so how long you gonna do this? How long you plan on doing this? You gonna do this forever? Which obviously meant that he wasn't really cool with it. So he got to be supportive. I want somebody, or I look for somebody who has other things going on outside of bodybuilding. Because we all know we can get caught up in this sport and you can become very narcissistic. You can become self-absorbed because it does require you to be selfish to a certain extent to be a decent bodybuilder. So there needs to be some balance. There hasn't always been balance in like my relationships. So that's something that I definitely need now. And he probably needs to be able to hang with me in the gym. Or he just can't train with me.
A buddy of mine, he was dating a sister, man, who competes a lot. Mm-hmm. And for him, they wound up breaking up just due to the fact of it wasn't no balance. Like, he wanted to go out, he wanted to travel, he wanted to do other things. And for her, everywhere they went was a problem because she couldn't eat this, she couldn't do this, she couldn't do that. And so at some point, it's like, I get it. Like, how long are you going to be doing this? Especially if I'm supporting you, but I don't really show any interest in it. Like, okay, cool. I'm just doing it to support you, to let you know I'm there for you. But at the end of the day, it's like,
I would rather you not.
You know what I'm saying?
And the funny thing you mentioned about the eating thing, like, I don't understand why people get so upset about the eating thing. Like, even my friends, well, you can't eat. And I'm like, first of all, what I eat don't make you shit. So it doesn't really matter. Like, if you want to invite me somewhere, I can eat whatever I want to eat, regardless of whether I'm on prep or not. Like, I might eat at more timed intervals, or I might eat certain things, but you know, I get that a lot from friends. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm eating this in front of you," and I'm like, wouldn't want to eat that anyway. But like,
because some people not disciplined, so they break down.
Yeah, they do. I mean, and I have before too. Like, I'm not perfect. Like, I could be in front of a glass of wine or some chocolate and I might break down too, but you know.
Yeah, the young lady we just had on the show previously, we said, you know, we asked the same question because I realized, you know, you hit a certain age where you want to have like similar interests in the person. Y'all want to have like similar interests, right? So like, if I don't work out and I don't give a fuck about working out, but I'm for you, that might be a problem. Because all this working out shit, it gets to a point like, okay, shit, like, you know, and then it's like,
you gonna make time for me.
I want to see you walk around with some fucking heels and some fucking lingerie and all this shit. You around here with these motherfucking hoodies on and fucking bitch. I ain't trying to see no motherfucking Gymshark.
But you know what though? Like, the balance not only needs to come from the male. You know, like the woman who's competing needs to have some balance too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be, because I do know there are a lot of women who are just like gung-ho, like, oh no, I'm only going to do this. And it's just like, sis, but where's your balance too? Like, you need to be able to, at some point, understand that if your relationship is important, okay, I might have to be flexible and switch my training around. In the beginning, I wasn't like that. Like, guys would ask me, I'm like, nah, I can't go because I got to go to the gym. You're like, what? You can't? Nah, I can't go. I'm going to the gym. Like, sorry. And then literally like that, like
she in a fucking cult.
Right. But now it's like, okay, I can go in the evening, or I can go in the morning, or I can double up tomorrow, or I can just skip. I won't die if I miss a day at the gym. You know what I'm saying? But that takes some time, because I see a lot of that. I see a lot of people who they just cannot they can't strike a balance. And that's not healthy, because then it does become very cultish and it becomes like an addiction, and that's not healthy.
You know, but its balance can go either way. Cause I'll tell you like what I did, like going into my second show, like 2017, 2018. So from 2016 to 2018, when I was still hardcore 7 days a week, if my girl wanted to get a drink or something, I'd go. I'd go at 6, 7 p.m. to have like happy hour, eat or whatever, but then I'd go to Exile or like go to Ritchie Station, and I still train at like 1 a.m. I'd get it in, but I would make sure that, you know, she got her time.
Exactly.
And I'm still that way now. Like I said, now that I'm older, I'm over here like, nah, it's 9 o'clock. Fuck the gym. I'm
about to say, because if Mr. Gary drink anything, I ain't training shit.
If once I come home and chill, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm not going back out unless it's for more at this point.
But when you have two people who are in the sport and it's good, then it's great, because you have that balance. You both know what you're going through. You both like have been there. You have that support. You have somebody who understands to a certain extent. When you have the mood swings, or you can't train, or whatever's going on, then it's good. But that's a rare thing to find. It's hard to find. So.
So let's talk about it. You know, I expected Gary to pick up this question, but fuck it, I'll pick it up. What was going on in your DMs? Who was requesting you shit? Who was requesting you shit?
I don't remember the guy's name because you know I'm quick with the block button and whatever it was, and y'all probably know what this is, but whatever it was, it's apparently when men or guys want women to penetrate them.
Yeah, we just saying that. I already knew it because based on the people that I train, they get asked those type of requests.
But it's called something.
It's paganism or some shit. If I'm not mistaken.
That's it.
And so and it's funny, but see, to be honest with you, based on what's going on now, women who do compete or in bodybuilding, you all will be the good fit just due to the fact when it comes to that whole movement and everything that's going, they got to play it a little bit different. So back in the day, it was more so if a guy was fit in the shape, if a guy wanted to have sex with him, he'd just be like, hey, man, can you fuck him? Now, because you don't want to get exposed, you're asking women to do it now. So now you can't, because normally if you see guys who interact and they got some type of sexual relationship going on, women can sense that like, them two got something going on. Mm-hmm. Now it's kind of hard because now you got women doing it, so replace the guys. Now I'm gonna ask you to do it and keep you on my line because now I could never get hit with, well, he was around Joey or he was around
right
things like that.
I never even thought about it that way.
Huh?
This whole shit.
When I tell you, I literally had to, like, I left him on red, went to Google, and I was like, Peggy, what the hell? And I was like, oh, but he came, and even though they come. They try to be a little bit cool about it. And I don't get it a lot. And I just think that's just like because of however I carry myself. I don't get it a lot, but I got it from this guy. And I was like, what the hell? But then, you know, there are the women out there who are doing, what is it? The the free sign up my, what is it called?
OnlyFans?
Yes, that.
OnlyFans.
What's it called?
OnlyFans or whatever.
Oh, yeah, OnlyFans. Yeah, that's a hustle.
Yeah,
like
then it's
private
like
Instagram
bodybuilders who do they do wrestle and stuff for guys who have fetishes. So I guess they just shooting their shot.
Yeah, that comes with the sport we in. Like it's you know, you might have guys say, hey, we want you to pose in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, just to see, you know what I'm saying, just to get a hard off. Like that comes with it. So it's one of those things, but like it's hitting the industry even more because of even with celebrities. Like now you got these women who are doing these favors and they might get like a little monthly income because the guy afraid to get exposed.
Oh.
So now if I have you do that to me, depending on who I am, my reputation, whatever you ask me, I'm kind of at your mercy because you got dirt on me. You see what I'm saying?
Ooh, shit.
But yeah, it's, you know, now.
Basically what you're telling me is I just gave up a bag. I passed up a bag, a potential
bag. Oh, you don't want that bag, baby. You don't want that bag.
No, I don't.
Get that bag somewhere else. You don't want it like that.
I don't need that bag. But that's
dirty money.
Literally.
That's too much. Because at some point it's like, what?
Yeah.
You question yourself like, am I or what?
It was strange.
But then what do you? Yeah, like if you were to go through with that, how would you view men and how would you view yourself doing that?
Nah, it's gonna have you question.
Yeah, that whole gender line is just demolished with that shit.
Yeah, he was talking about fists and all kinds of stuff. It was.
Yeah, I done heard it all. Trust me. When I first found out about it, I asked one of my clients, and she gave me the full scoop. And then when I went to Miami, somebody else was telling me about it who I know who was in that industry because they be around celebrities, and when they start name dropping these like football players and basketball players who we see on the TV show. I mean, and just in real life and everything, it was like, what?
Yeah.
And they make you realize, too, for some of these guys, they having sex with women, like, constantly. And so it gets to the point where they're not even turned on by them no more. So now they want something else. Yeah. And it's like, damn, bro, it got to that point, fam? Like,
yeah.
You know what? You know, I'm glad I'm green to this industry. I'm glad I'm green to the sport, and I ain't encountered none of that shit. Oh, Lord, that's something else.
Yeah, that's too much. That's way too much.
Damn, that's what I get for asking you what be going in your inbox. See, now I know why the block button is so quick.
Yeah, you see why I block real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Shit. All right, well, I followed up again. So, now that you know that there's a possible bag out there for you, not necessarily that, but OnlyFans, what's your stance on it?
I don't know anything about it. I think you're the one that told me about it.
Told you about it because I'm like, yo, these girls out here that got dudes paying anywhere between $1 a week to $30 a month for a subscription of their private little Instagram page.
Just to shake some ass or
whatever.
So what are they doing on the page?
It's more so like porn, pretty much.
I refuse to pay, so I wouldn't know.
It's porn. So what do you have in sex? Cause like the average, and it's funny because with that, depending on the views and angles, you could kind of like hide your face or hide whoever. But all it is it's like Instagram.
So they know your face.
Instagram has gotten to the point where though you got so many black women that's devaluing themselves and their worth. You doing anything I have for anything. Like even the little shit I be saying, like Boosie got people showing their pussy less for $1,000.
I heard about that. I didn't see it, but I heard about that. It was like for $50.
If a bitch ain't got $1,000, we only been in this drought for fucking a month. you gonna be selling more than that in a minute.
No, I'm not.
That's shit crazy.
I don't knock anybody who chooses to do that. That's their, I guess everybody got to have a hustle, but
No, that's not. I'm not even talking about Boosie. It's just the fact that for women, like fam, this shit on Instagram. Like this shit ain't going away.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, unlike
you ain't getting no fucking job.
Unlike a lot of, I can't say a lot because I don't know everybody, but I feel like a lot of people in this industry really don't have jobs or careers outside of bodybuilding. I do.
Yeah.
That's my bag. I'm an attorney. I'm not about to be busting it open for $1 on any platform, anywhere. And then just even if I wasn't, I just wouldn't feel comfortable. But I mean, people give it away for free. So that's why I say I can't judge it, but it's just, that's not something that I would be interested. I'm not taking videos. I'm not going into a hotel room. I'm not flexing I'm not doing none of that.
the ones that's doing it for free, it's because it's misleading. You thinking you win something and you not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's that.
At the end of the day, but other than that, like if my shit get on Instagram and I'm busting it open, goddamn it, Bay done exposed some shit, and now I got to beat your motherfucking ass now.
But the thing is that the internet is not safe. Like just because that OnlyFans is private, I know somebody who could get into just about anything. So it's just like, why even especially if you have a reputation to uphold, your reputation is all you got. But why would you even put yourself in that position for what? Like, I mean, especially at my age, like, what would you doing that? So it's like,
don't change.
Maybe, I wouldn't risk. I could lose my whole career over something like that.
Exactly.
There's a morality clause and all this other stuff, and I wouldn't be representing my employer in the way, et cetera. Like, nah.
Yeah, see, that's different compared to somebody who's 23, 24, and they could just pop that shit open every time.
God.
First of all, I'll be tired. Don't nobody want to see me. I'll be like, I gotta eat. My food alarm just went off.
Yeah. Some people got time for it. They got the time for it. Shit crazy out here.
That's crazy. But people do it. So. And somebody paying for it.
That's the thing. Somebody out here paying for it. I'm like, who would pay for this? This is crazy. It's out there for free. Why would you pay?
So do you get people that DM you for personal training?
Yes, I do. A lot. I get people who ask me a lot. Well, men use it as a way, like a pickup line,
See, I told you. Hold on, time out. That's a point, Derrick. I just said that on the last podcast.
I'm not denying it.
Go ahead.
Men do use, so can you train me or can I? But I do get legitimate requests. And I mean, Derrick and I have talked about this when we've trained before at the gym. It's like, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
You don't follow your diet. You don't do what I tell you to do. Then it's a wrap. But I've thought about it. Like I've thought about doing it. I don't know. I would have to be very picky about my clientele because my patience is like this short.
Yeah, 'cause I think people who are in shape and who look good, it's like you're a walking billboard. You're a poster card. So when people see you, they just automatically assume
that you know
this person did this with their body, they can help me do the same.
Yeah, but I can't do anything about your mind. I can't do anything about your mindset. I can't do anything about your determination. I can't do anything about any of that. And I just don't have the patience to, that's just not my ministry. It's not my, that's not my ministry. My ministry is to help people, but just not in that way. At least that's not right now. I be snapping on. And then it's sensitive. People are sensitive. You like,
oh God, people are sensitive.
Oh my God. Like, nah.
Jesus.
You gotta use
like I said, people are sensitive.
Well, and especially for you guys, like dealing with women, I mean, I would feel like you have to use kid gloves. Like, for example, like all of my coaches have been men. I know some great female coaches, but all of my coaches have been men because I know my personality and I know what I need. And they will all stick a foot in my ass, like, so like this. But I didn't catch any feelings about it. I didn't cry. I didn't want to, you know.
Yeah.
How do y'all even deal with that? I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't.
Well, I think after a while, like I said, you just got to use wisdom. With some people, like I get so many different waves of people, but then I have to think business minded. Like, yo, this is a business that I'm running. It's a service that I'm providing. And after a while, that's why I hit the notion of like, you know, personal training become more highly personalized training because these are people who I'm building relationships with. Some of these sisters single, some of these sisters might see me 3-4 times a week. So for people who don't have nobody to talk to, I'm not just only a trainer, I'm wearing multiple hats. Some days I might be a counselor, some days I might be this, some days I might be that. And the thing I got to understand is these people coming because it's something that you have that they don't have. And if they did, they could do it on their own, but they can't. And so here I am, I got to be a life coach. I got to be this, I got to be this to push them and stuff like that. And so it comes down to understanding like, yo, it's not personal. You just got to look at it like this. I'm going to see you for 45 minutes and your ass going to be gone. Right. But it's helped me personally when it comes to relationships because I hear so much shit that, you know, when I come to you, it's like, okay, go ahead, run your mouth. What happened? And then, and this motherfucker got me fucked up at my job, and then I'm just like, I done heard this shit all day. Just come on with it, come on.
It's your turn.
So it ain't nothing. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like after I get cussed out that third, fourth person, 5 o'clock in the morning, my ears go numb. I'm ready to go. It is. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I done heard so many different woman perspectives, and so it keep me in the loop and shit. So, you know, it is what it is, but. You know, like I said, it all depends on how you view and how you look at it. For me, I gotta look because I'm not just a Instagram trainer. Like I'm building a brand. Right. So for some people who Instagram trainer, they might be just like, all right, I'm just trying to train this person because who she is. I'm not really giving a fuck about results. You know,
right.
I might wind up
trying to make some money
because I don't need her money and this and that. For me, it's like I need your money because this is a business. I need you to get results. The more people that I help get results, the more I'm pushing my brand. So when people come over here, they know he gonna help you lose weight. He bought his money.
Right.
So you trying to throw some pussy at him. He ain't trying to fuck you, girl. He want his money. Because when that happened after the second or third time, when I hit you with that, hey, send that friendly reminders, pay me do this with you. Oh, this nigga serious. I done try to flirt with him. I done sent him a naked picture. He's serious. Hey, this nigga serious about his money. I got to go to another trainer then because this nigga trying to fuck me. He ain't trying to train me free. It's over with.
Yeah, I don't train women at all, but I will speak on the fact that when you do it, you got to be business minded in the sense that I be like, all right, look, I need you to get results so I can post you on Instagram so I can get more clients. So let me get you through your therapy session. So then I can put you through a weight training session and make sure that you are mentally stable enough to follow your diet. So I could get results, so I can get more clients.
All that is foreign to me. Like, I just do it myself. Like, I mean, I definitely have used, like, my coach. I've definitely used my coaches. I've used Rod as a therapist. But but it's not that. Like, I don't need to, I mean, I'm still getting there and do the work. Like, I just don't.
Because we're different minded. We're a different breed. Because how many times have you stepped on stage? How many times have you dieted? and compared to some people who struggle to just lose 15, 20 pounds.
That's the other thing. People are like, how do you do it? I mean, literally, I'll blow up, and then 6 months later, I'm cut up, and I'm blow up, and I'm like, I mean, as I said, I'm going to do it.
For me, it was more so of like, what I realized about it, it was like, for me, I think my biggest thing was, I felt like I was burning myself out, right? In the midst of training and doing this, I felt like a fucking robot because we doing legs this day, we doing this, we doing that, blah, the squad day, you know, what it is. And then when I found out from Mama Sandy how much I spent on the motherfucking shows, and I guess everybody thought I was punting, I said, listen, I could have been butt-ass naked somewhere on somebody's island and spraying my motherfucking liver drinking alcohol for the money I just spent.
Well, let me tell you, that's how
I took a break. I
wound up taking a break. After my first coach, I sat down at tax time, wrote down, I probably spent over $20,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
All combined. I took that year off. I paid off my car. I paid off my bills. And then after that, it's hard to it's hard for me to, especially if I know what to do. So I took a whole year off and did it all by myself. Mm-hmm. So
you crazy.
You got a hard time convincing me that I need you, so yeah.
I've never need jumper cables. Like you get so used to the routine, it's like you just need something different. For me, that's why everybody be like, the core people know who I am. Then it'd be like, I come back in that group and it's like 8 new motherfuckers. They like, who the fuck this dude is? Everybody gets vibes and it's like, who the fuck this guy is?
Same.
That's GP.
I didn't even know you was still with Alpha Zulu. Well, you weren't supposed to know because it ain't your business.
I don't be getting the fuck about it. I go in there and I be like, man, what we doing?
Exactly.
Be like, man, look, got a problem with it, we go outside and take care of that. Otherwise, mind your motherfucking business.
Exactly.
I've been here since the foundation.
I know. Nigga, matter of fact, I remember like yesterday when I did my goddamn physique show NPC, Rod was the judge. And I will never forget that show because Kojo had to oil me down and he put them old nasty ass motherfucking hands on me. Coach, and I just felt so goddamn violated. I'm like, this nigga taking skin off my motherfucking back.
That's something you get used to too. Like I had to get used to that. Like on a national level, you asked earlier, Derrick, about the difference. Like on a national level, you back there butt naked. I remember the first time I went back there to get tan, and they were like, take your clothes off. I was like,
what?
What? And I've been tanned by a man before. Like, they don't care. You get in there, so everybody just back there butt naked, just like, and you stand like this to dry. Yeah, like they do have it sectioned off. I think the dudes literally either wear a sock, I think. But women, we are back there, we are naked. So
but that's because you got spray tan. I've never gotten spray tan.
Well, the national level,
Rod has always come through.
Yeah, well, I've had situations where I've been at shows by myself. Like I didn't have anybody to tan me, so I had to pay to be tan. Mm-hmm. And so now, it's funny, like, because people sometimes they look at us and we post stuff and we may have on like a bikini but like that's nothing to us. Like, so people who don't know, they're like, oh, you thirst trap, and I'm like, but I would just I've dropped my clothes in the gym. Like I'm not thinking, because we just are the.
We do it so often.
Yeah.
That's because most gyms don't operate like how we operate. So the shit that we think is normal is not normal at other gyms. You go to commercial gyms, they're going to kick the fuck out. I'm saying that's it.
At Richie, they allow that shit, but I'd be scared of every other gym because I'd be like, I don't think I could just in the middle of the gym
take my shirt off
and just start flexing.
I think I did it at LA Fitness too. I don't know about any other gym. But then I'm also a woman, so I'm gonna probably get away with it. Like,
I think they might let you get away with that shit.
Man, let me tell you something. The first posing class we had, it was a sister came out in the bikini to use the bathroom. I had a member cancel their membership because a female walked out in the bikini.
I heard about that.
Yeah, shit, dead ass. So like that shit ain't. Yeah, that shit get crazy, man.
That's weird though. Like, I don't know. People are weird about that type stuff. It's weird. But yeah, but for us, it's nothing, you know, like my homeboys are like, oh, Nikki, I see you posting you. I'm like, I really wasn't even thinking about it like that. Like, I just like the damn picture and I'm actually in shape for once. Like,
right, exactly. Like, I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna be
post this, like, shit, I'm in shape.
I'm finally
saying shit because my clients be like, this nigga always wearing hoodies. And so when I don't have a hoodie on, if I post a picture with my shirt off, motherfuckers be like,
yeah, Gary,
that man, he look like
one
that.
Of them too. You're like, because that's what people say about me. They're like, wait a minute, I didn't know you had all that under there, but you're like that too. I've seen it. You'll take it off. So like, damn, where Gary get all of that? Where you get all of that from? So
yeah, because you stay, because I don't know, like we just stay covered up.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's not like it's one of those things where it's like I'm not seeking a thirst trap, and it's just like I know how I look. Because it's funny, the guy who cut my hair, he said, man, look, is this a religious thing? Like, why you stay covered up? Because he said, man, you look better than half the guys who I know who personal train. They always got on tank tops and shit like that. And he said, man, whether it's snowing, it could be hot as shit outside, you always got on a hoodie. He said, is this a religious thing? Like, he said, because like, I respect that about you. Like, I'm trying to figure out why the fuck you do it. And so when I broke it down to him, he was like, oh, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, he was just mind blown by it. So now every time we cut my hair and shit like that, we talking about it or whatever. But for him, he never seen somebody so consistent. And he like, man, you got to know who you are, because he said, man, you look better than half these dudes, and yet you chose to stay covered up. Mm-hmm. He said, man, shit, I thought you was fucking Muslim or some shit. Like, I said, no, bro. But it's funny how people watch you and they pay attention to you, and how you can just be an example how you set certain things.
That's very true.
Just with your lifestyle.
People are always watching.
They are.
You've been competing for a while. We all know the game, how dark it could be, and all that good stuff. Elaborate on some of the things you had experience on the dark side and the temptations and things like that.
You gotta be a little bit more specific.
Okay. So you know, with the whole, more than likely, some coaches, if they coaching you, they want to fuck. Some people want you to fuck to get your pro card. Like the shit that women really go through that people don't know about. How, because sometimes some women get pimped out in this industry, whether it be through supplements or leading on to false promises and hopes, everything.
So I guess I might be a boring guest, because I really don't have that much experience with that part of the dark side. I do have one experience. And
you've been blessed this whole journey.
Mm-hmm.
You've been blessed this whole journey.
I have been, actually. I have been. I've been blessed with coaches who knew what they were doing and were guiding me in the right direction. There's only one time that I kind of got pulled away, and the problem with that was it was somebody that I knew. Mm-hmm. So I was familiar with that person. You know how they say that, how would they say about the devil doesn't come with the horns, they come as somebody that you recognize.
Yeah.
And so that situation, it really was, and in the end, in hindsight, I realized it was just somebody who uses, I'm trying to be very PC, but somebody who is a bit of an opportunist and use their position in bodybuilding to pretty much like get at women.
Gotcha.
So, and for me, it was just because of the type of person that I am, it ended up just being a whole like fraudulent relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then in hindsight, and this is before I even, this was right after I switched to women's physique. So it wasn't like recently. And so what happened, how I found out, because God works in mysterious ways, how I found out is I ended up going somewhere. I'm not going to say where, because then that's going to like,
no, you don't have to
give away who it was. I ended up going to visit. I went to another state, and I ended up hanging out with a homegirl of mine who happens to be a female bodybuilder. And I don't even know how this person's name came up. She said, she was like, watch out for him because, you know, he has a reputation in the industry. And then so as I got further, but remember, this is somebody who I knew before I was in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, whatever, like I've known this person, like whatever. But in hindsight, like this person has been connected to quite a few women. And although for me, the things that happened with me was under the guise of being in a relationship. So it was kind of like, it was just fraudulent. The whole thing was fraudulent. Like it's things that I would not have either done or been involved in or whatever if I didn't think that I was in a relationship, if that makes sense to you.
Gotcha.
And then you asked another part, the dark side.
I guess with the judges, I thought that was just it.
Out or like get, you know, like for instance, you know, you got some women who, unless they had sex with a certain judge, they're not getting a pro card, or a certain coach because of face recognition. You got some women who, you know, I might open up a supplement line and find a few competitors, and then, you know, I know you ain't got no money to buy your fucking food. I know you ain't got no money to compete. So here I am trying to whore you through supplements, but at the same time, trying to get between your legs and shit like that. So it's a lot that goes on.
I know a lot. I do know of women that has happened to, again, but see, that's the thing. You cannot, and this goes for anything in life, you cannot have that one thing that you rely on with no fallback plan. Mm-hmm. I've never been in that position because I've always financed my own way through bodybuilding. I have a job. So yes. I never needed to rely on anybody for supplements. I didn't need to rely on anybody. I didn't need to rely on anybody for training. I didn't need to. And that, again, it comes, and then also I had the wisdom and the discernment to be like, not so pressed. A lot of these women get got because they are so pressed, pro card chasing. And then these coaches who are freaking, some of them are predators. They see that, they smell it a mile away, and they're going to get what they want from you and then discard you, because I do have friends who are also now pros, but at the time they were amateurs, and but again, a lot of times these dudes do lie, and they front and make it seem like you're in a relationship with them, and then and find out that he fucking the whole team. So for a long time, I wouldn't be involved with teams. In the beginning, I think David was my only coach that I really trained with in person until I came to Alpha Zulu. So my second two coaches were both online. My second coach, I did go to Delaware, and he would see me, but that was it. Mm-hmm. I had a couple moments there that kind of, give you that feeling in your stomach, like, but it never went there. Mm-hmm. But I could see that if I were somebody else, it might have went there. I do think that certain things are just a test to see how you're going to react, how you're going to respond. I also wasn't as young as some of these girls are. Like, I started bodybuilding when I was like 33. So I had a little bit of wisdom, behind me. And then my third coach, Derrick, he, Loud Performance Training, he's awesome. He's the one that probably taught me the most with regard to the science part of it and the dieting and all that. And that was completely online or, remote or whatever. But what I realized between the first three coaches that I had is that I need a combination of all of them, which is how I wound up with Rod. Like, I need somebody who's going to see me in person.
One-stop shop.
But women get caught up in, I have quite a few women who have come to me talking about some shit that they have been in with some of these coaches. And I look at these coaches differently. And these are some coaches that y'all know, like big name coaches. Mm-hmm. And
my question is, like, why do people think that, or I ain't even gonna say like the women, because I know that some of the guys are on that tip too. And it's like, you think because you're going you pimp yourself out to turn pro, but do you think it's money on the other side? Because I think people think that just once you turn pro, you're like another pro athlete, or like a basketball player or a football player, but that's not what it is in bodybuilding.
I honestly don't know what people think. Again, because that's why I'm like, why are people so pressed to become, unless you're trying to build a business. I can see if you're trying to build a business, you want to become a pro to give some sort of credibility to your
I'm about to say
business.
it's a competition thing.
That makes sense to me. But the people who, like for me, when I was an amateur, or all of us, you're paying to compete. Like you're paying to compete. Wow. When you're a pro now, you're no longer paying to compete, and now you can win money. But in women's physique, there's no money.
The money don't even be all that for real shit.
There's no money in women's physique. Like if you go and look at the shows for women's physique, we get the least amount of money. We don't get money at every show because every show doesn't give you money. And I think the most you might get at a show is $5,000.
That ain't even the money you spent on food.
It's not even the money you spent on food. That's not even half the money that I probably spent on gas to get back and forth to freaking Exile you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but I don't think people think about that because all they see is, I want to be a pro. I want to be a pro. I want to be a pro. Not realizing and understanding like what you really are signing yourself up for. And then you get to the end of the road, which is what Gary mentioned earlier. You become a pro and you realize there's no pot of gold. So now you've either wasted all these years because you really didn't have anything else. Mm-hmm. And now what? And then a lot of these people go pro and they're like shitty ass pros.
Yeah. Not only that, I think also too, and I think for me, because I'm business minded, I think that's what affected me even more and had me look at what we do as a whole little bit different because, you know, the money, like you said, the money that you spend, you're not even making that shit back.
No.
So that's like
win.
Yeah, and then if you win, you're not even making that.
Or a male bodybuilder now with the female, unless you're one of them, you're
not making no money.
You ain't making no money. No.
And then for you to find out, it's people who are not pros who making more money than pros.
Yes.
Whether it be through training or selling merchandise and shit like that. So it's like,
yeah, I feel like all the people that aren't pros make more than the pros.
Make more. They got sponsorship. Yeah. They have, supplement companies coming after them and all that other stuff. So it's
because I remember that one year we went to the Arnold, God bless the dead, the guy Rich Priana.
Yeah.
When we went there, all those big names that was there, his line was the longest. You would have thought they were selling fucking Jordans in that goddamn place.
When I went to the Arnold, same thing, and there was like nobody in line for like Linda Murray or Flex.
Yeah.
And I was just, and I think that's the thing that bothers me. And I try to withhold judgment when these people come to me. They're like, oh my God, you're a pro. I want to be a pro. I'm like, you don't even know the name of the show that you're competing in. Like, I'm like, well, what show are you doing? Nationals. Like, you don't even know the name. You don't know the history. You don't know who the major players are. You don't know where you're coming from. Like, nobody wants to pay their dues anymore. Nobody wants to give respect to all the bodybuilders who've come before us, especially the female bodybuilders. Like, none of us would be here if it weren't for female bodybuilders.
Yeah.
And so for you to be a woman who claims that you are into the sport and you're at the Arnold and you're not in Linda Murray's line, like, are you kidding me?
Yo, Linda Murray was bad. Yo, she was
still bad. Like,
she's built and she's pretty.
And she's still bad. So it's just like, I usually feel offended and I don't say anything. I just let them. I'm like, you were fourth in your show. Well, now I guess you got to be top 2 to go to to compete on a national level. I'm like, you didn't even have anybody. You didn't even compete against anybody. You were the only person in your class. And now you feel like you're ready to step on a pro stage.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, there are some anomalies, but most people are not an anomaly. So it's like, it's okay to pay your dues. It's okay to learn the sport. It's okay to learn your body, different training techniques. It's okay. Like, there will be another well, I don't know now.
When you got like 100
people. This year is done. Ain't no shows this year.
Man, you could go do this and you'll win first and second. I think people go in certain competitions thinking they're going to win and get their ass embarrassed because the difference between gym presence and stage presence. Like, some guys look good in the gym and then you line their ass up with like 10 more people who work out. And it's like, oh shit.
It's
like I don't belong up there.
Yeah, they just regular.
Yeah.
So you have to have your mind. And I remember when I first started, there was Monique Hayes. She's a female bodybuilder. and she had she had sent me a message, or I was talking to her, and I remember telling me, she was like, whatever you do, just keep your head on straight. She's like, you seem like you have your head on straight. Keep your head on straight. Keep your focus, keep your values. So those type things she's saying to me, that was enough right there. Like, if you have any sort of inkling about anything, she's telling me, you know what I'm saying? She's telling me what to watch out for. And so I have been able to, thus far, to avoid some of those dark sides. But then again, I'm treading into a whole new territory now. So, yeah. But again, I don't have to rely on it. If I decide I don't want to compete anymore, then.
What do you ultimately want out of bodybuilding now that you're a pro? I think I asked you this in the first part, but still, like.
I think the ultimate goal is to go to the Olympia. I mean, if you're an athlete, we've all been athletes.
Just to say you did it. Just
because, like, if you're a professional football player, you want to go to the Super Bowl. Like, that's the pinnacle of your sport. Like, that's to say, hey, like, I've done it, I've arrived, and I'm the best at what I do, or I'm one of the best at what I do. And then for me, it's also a way to stay in shape, like, and to stay youthful. I do believe 100% that it is the fountain of youth. Like, I'm 41 years old, so it's like, it's the fountain of youth. And then I do plan to open, my nonprofit is like up now, and then eventually that's going to be converted into a charter school. And I want to be able to, encourage young women, at least in the beginning, to think outside of the box. And to me, bodybuilding is a facet of thinking outside of the box, especially for women. A lot of girls don't think that, they think it's for boys, or women aren't supposed to have muscles. I remember one of my friend's daughter, she said, girls aren't supposed to have muscles. And so she sent her my picture, and she had her call me, and she had a complete mind shift. Same with my nieces, my goddaughters. Like, they've seen a woman with muscles since they were babies. So to them, it's normal. So I just also want women to understand that you're not stuck in this little box, and you got to start teaching girls that younger and younger. And it doesn't mean, and I'm not saying go off and be a bodybuilder. What I'm saying to you is that if there's something that you want to do that other people are telling you that you can't do because you're Black, or because you're a woman, or because your grades are this, or you come from this environment, this background. So fuck them. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, and you're not limited to anything. So that's what the nonprofit is going to be about, or is about.
All right. That's what's up. Yeah. So what else you got going on? I know you got you just spoke on the nonprofit. Don't you have like an online store, or aren't you doing something else too?
Yes. So the other company is called the Prototype Project, and it kind of has the same emphasis, theme, background. It's about empowering women, letting women know that we are the voice, not the echo out here. Like, we have just as strong voices. We have, ideas, minds, talents that the world deserves to see. And I think a lot of women are afraid to put themselves out there based off of, societal norms and stereotypes, and how they think they're supposed to present themselves. Like, and I was like that for a long time. Like, growing up, like, this is what you're supposed to do. Like, this is how you become like the perfect woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have this, you got to go to school, you have to do this, you can't do this. That had me stifled for a very long time. So the Prototype Project is www.theprototypeproject.com. That's basically just, apparel, and just motivational things like mugs, things to help women just understand their power, their value, their worth. And then the CLARE Project, it actually stands for Cultivating Leaders of Abundance, Individuality, Responsibility, and Excellence. And so that will hopefully, it will manifesting. That will into a charter school at some point. And then hopefully I will also be able to add young boys to it, because boys definitely need, assistance too. But one step at a time. And then also I'm an attorney, so I help people out bodybuilders, y'all need somebody to read your contracts, explain to you what the hell's going on. You know, I'm there for that.
Hit her up. And all that information is going to be in the link below in the show notes. It was wonderful having you on, Nikki.
IFBB Pro.
Right. And then wait, and once again, it's at Nick at Night, NICHNITE, right? So if you want to find her on Instagram, but we'll have that down there too. But it was a pleasure and a blessing to have you on.
Thank you so much, Queen, for coming
on. Y'all are my favorites. Thank you
for taking the time with us. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Y'all learn something.
Already.
Off of Zulu. Fat Podcast.
Off of Zulu.
We out.